Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of the Season 13 premiere of Supernatural on the CW, and the episode was called Lost and Found. So, yeah, I know this review is a couple hours late, but there was a couple shows I had to watch, Riverdale tonight, as well as, I had to do a couple different videos today. So trying to space them out a little bit. Also have Van Helsing, which I will be getting to sometime tomorrow afternoon. But yeah, Supernatural is a big one. One of my all-time favorite shows. Even taking my girlfriend through it now. I currently only have her towards the end of Season 3, so we have a ways to go for her, but I nonetheless get to, be caught up and watch it with everyone else. Supernatural is just a phenomenal show. It's always just had such a great mix of natural humor and then really strong characters, and it's just one of the all around greatest packaged shows ever, in my opinion. Although I will admit, season 12 I didn't really care for as much as the others. It was probably my least favorite season overall, honestly, but I still didn't think it was too bad. Definitely had some pretty good episodes, within it. But I just thought the overall direction, just something about it was off compared to the other seasons, and the whole Mary thing. It was just kind of frustrating, and now I don't really like Mary, so that's not good. Just some of the combat or the fights could be kind of clunky too. It was just kind of odd, but there's still some pretty good stuff in there. And based on this first episode, based on Lost and Found, I think Season 13 is off to a much better start. I think, early predictions, of course, we have, 21 more episodes to go, but I think the season will end up being a bit better overall than Season 12 was. I like the feeling we had with, the Jack character, Lucifer's son, early on. Just when his eyes light up and the way they shot the scene with Sam, first walking in on him. It gave you an intense feeling, kind of a creepy, tone to it. So I was a little bit disappointed when we started seeing him walking around in, daylight and everything, just because, okay, now he doesn't look that scary. But then when he smirks, he kind of has that Lucifer type of, look to him when he gets cocky and such. So I think they picked a halfway decent, younger type of actor to play him here. And, with Jack, I'm not sure which way he's going to go in the long run, but for now he seems like a good, oriented type of character. I think it would be a bit generic to end up turning him into just Lucifer's son who just tries to do what Lucifer does. I think that'd be, just kind of so maybe he will be, he will be a good character. I don't know. As far as the, of course, then he gets taken in by, the local sheriff's department. Sam and Dean end up tracking him down. And you also see that Mary is still in that alternate reality, with Lucifer. And, of course, Dean believes her to still be dead. Sam's still trying to be more optimistic, more positive, the way it usually is. And I get Dean's stance on it. Of course, realistically, yeah, Mary probably should be dead. I honestly wish she was. I wish Lucifer actually did impale her on that, thing at the end. But, it feels a little bit odd that, 13 seasons in now, that Dean still has no hope. He believes, Cass is definitely dead. There's no chance, or, that any of them are alive whatsoever when they've come back how many times now. And I guess that's, a fault of the writing. It's like, some of these scenes were pretty effective in this episode, though, don't get me wrong. I think what actually made the episode as good as it was for me, though, besides, the earlier Jack scenes, I think were, when we get the Dean flashback to him asking, Chuck or God for help. Really well acted by Jensen Ackles, him even saying, he wants Crowley back, he wants, Mary, I guess, as well as Castiel, of course, and everything like that. Again, really well acted by Jensen Ackles. I think they played that, right there, and we see him, sort of slam his fist into this sign at one of the fast food joints. So it was a, fairly raw moment there, a moment that there wasn't as much of last season. So that scene alone sort of made the episode for me. we hear that Jack can supposedly do anything. Maybe he can even open up another portal to the world that Mary and Lucifer are stuck in. But that's not really pushed on too much in this episode. And I did like the scene of Jack acknowledging, Castiel as his father. That's who he is, told to go to, by his mom, or who he got the impression to look to. So I thought that was fairly touching as well. And, the thing with it, though, is that, like I said, the scenes of Dean, asking for help and him sort of mourning and such in his own way were effective. But it's just the way Supernatural is at this point. We've seen all these deaths, but most of them have returned, most of them. Especially Castiel, so it's like, okay, we know Castiel's coming back, so it's not as effective that we're supposed to think he's dead for good now, because how many times has this happened? And if you follow Supernatural at all, any of the actors, he is, chances are coming back this season. Misha Collins has still been traveling with, Jared and Jensen doing all the promotional stuff. He's been appearing at the conventions and such, so yeah, I think we'll see Castiel within the first, handful or two of episodes here. But still, it should make for a good moment, and I did feel it when Dean was looking at his, body laying on the table, and when they, burned it and everything. So I thought this was a good one. I didn't really like that Angel. I was, talking to Dean outside the restaurant. She was acting, her acting was just kind of like off when she was trying to act all like eccentric and everything. But of course, her Angel's, trying to look into him. I liked the fight that sort of ensued. It wasn't too bad. It came off a little bit better than some of the other ones last season. And it was a cool moment when Jack was stabbed with one of the angel blades, but of course he's not really affected by it, similar to how Lucifer can shrug that off. So I like that. Also glad to have Mark Pellegrino continue as Lucifer, by the way. I hope they realize that's the way they gotta stick with it. If they have Lucifer, it has to be Mark Pellegrino. So he was good in the last scene. Yeah, so overall I thought this was a pretty good premiere, especially thanks to some of the Dean stuff. And like I said, I've been watching the series over again with my girlfriend. We're almost into season 4 now. But there's just some sort of magic about Supernatural and some of the other seasons that just hasn't been there in season 12 and isn't quite there in season 13 yet either. But I do think season 13's off to a better start. I have hopes for it. So yeah, if I had to rate this episode, I'd give it, I think I'd give it a 9, around a 9.2 out of 10. I think it did make me more optimistic for the rest of the season. I did like some of the scenes, like I said, with Dean and everything. Jack's a decent character so far, so I'm willing to see where it goes. And I'm not quitting it or anything. It's Supernatural, man. Yeah, so follow me on Facebook, Twitter, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.